What's up, guys? What's up, YouTube? Listen, guys, this is going to be a Raider video, and this video was necessary because I'm sick and tired of the Carr bashing, okay? No pun intended. Okay, so when Carr signed his extension, I saw so many Raider fans complaining. Okay, now I kept quiet. I didn't say anything because initially when you saw the reports, right, and here's how the reports pretty much laid it out. It was an extension. So in case you don't get it, right, an extension, he's still this year he's playing on the 19 million, right? After that, that's when his new contract kicks in. Okay, so the average, what people have been doing is averaging the total of the whole 4 years and averaging it out. And some people are saying he got a raise. Well, he didn't really get a raise this year. He's still playing on the 19 million that he signed in his last contract. So let's get that straight first, because I heard so many people talking about, you know, he's hurting the team this year. We're not able to sign people because of his extension. Okay, that's not true. Before you start complaining, learn some facts first. Okay, so, and this was Raider fans. That's what disturbed me. These were Raider fans. A lot of these not message boards, but these Facebook group pages I'm part of. They're complaining, right? So like I said, I let it go. I didn't worry about it. I said, you know, people gonna complain about everything, so I ain't worried about it. Over the weekend, I heard and I listened to a lot of sports radio. I heard so many comparisons of his contract to the other top quarterbacks, okay? So the reason why they were doing that is because when you look at the next page, on my next statement, he's viewed as the 5th highest paid quarterback. You got Aaron Rodgers at 50 million, Deshaun Watson at 46, Patrick at 45, Josh Allen at 43, and he comes in because they're averaging his total for the 4 years, this year and the 3 years extension. They're taking the whole amount and they're averaging out over 4 years. So they have him listed as 40 million for this year. That's not, I don't know what is wrong with this damn card. Anyway, that's deceiving, okay? So now everyone is comparing him to these 5 quarterbacks and saying, does he deserve to be in that group, right? Well, I think it's an argument. Now look, I would have been okay, not okay, I would have been extremely excited if some of the rumors last year that Deshaun Watson trade for Carr and we give, you know, him that type of a deal. I would have been cool with that, right? But there are not too many other players, because also they were talking about Aaron Rodgers. I don't want Aaron Rodgers. Not at his age. What DC can do for this team, I prefer to stay with him at his age than Aaron Rodgers for a year or two. Okay? Maybe 3. I prefer Carr. Okay? Not that I'm saying Carr is a better quarterback, but Aaron Rodgers, when you break out the deal that Carr, and I'm gonna break it down. He is trying to help build this team. Certainly he wants his coin, but he's trying to help build this team. And this contract is extremely team friendly. Just because it's reported as something different doesn't make it fact, okay? What makes it fact is what's on pen to paper, all right? That's what facts are. What these talking heads do, or what these other, you know, random people put on a post, doesn't make it fact, okay? Do your research, and you'll come up with with reality and not opinion, okay? And especially a certain narrative that you're trying to drive for a show. And that's what I've been hearing all weekend. Is Carr the top 5 quarterback? Should Carr have demanded this money? How is the team going to be able to build around this contract? Okay, all these statements are silly, extremely silly, and I'm going to try to debunk them right now. Okay, so he got 3 years, 121. This is the first thing I want to highlight, right? 3 years, 121.5 million. Okay, that's an extension. How much of it is guaranteed? Now, the reason why, just to give you an understanding, in case you don't realize what guaranteed money really means to an owner, right? That's money he has to draw out of his account, put in escrow, and be available whenever the schedule of that money to be paid out to the player. So that owner has to have that money on hand. That's what guaranteed money means, okay? It's not, I guarantee you I'll pay you when I get it. No, you have to have it. And you put it in escrow, and that player is paid that amount as a schedule of the contract, okay? Guaranteed money could be paid over the length of the contract, but it's guaranteed, okay? So when they say guaranteed money, that's what they mean. That's why we lost Khalil. I've done a video on that. But that's why we lost Khalil, because at the time, our owner did not have the funds, and Khalil deserved his money. So that's why I said at that particular time, I wasn't doing videos, but I told all my friends, I'm good. Khalil deserves to get paid, and we couldn't do it. So we got a boatload of draft picks for his services. Hey man, that's business. That's reality. You can't do something, someone else is going to do it. Don't hate, you know? So just try to get whatever you get for it, right? So that's why we lost Khalil. Now, in that same deal, that same situation, Carr mentioned he had an extension right before he got taken care of before Khalil. Now, would it have made a difference? I doubt it, because Khalil wanted guaranteed money, and I don't blame him, because a defensive player and the way he plays, right? Anything can happen. And you know, really any player, I don't care what position you play, right? Unless you're a punter or field goal kicker, maybe, you know, they might not have to worry about guaranteed money because, you know, what you gonna do, strain a muscle maybe, you know? But you don't, you know, there's not a lot of contact. That's the point I'm making. Every player, besides, you know, kickers, right? There's an opportunity that any player, your career could be over, okay? So, in that instance, if you have the opportunity, you want that guaranteed money to secure your future. So I do not hate Khalil for doing that. Carr, at the same time, he deserved an extension. He was just coming off some fantastic seasons, and he wanted to get paid. But I don't think he thought it all out at the time, because I do not think that he truly wanted Khalil to be gone. It wasn't like, hey man, I'm getting mine, you better get yours, bro. I don't think that was his attitude. I thought he was sold on the fact that we can pay you and Khalil. I think that was was sold to him, and it didn't happen. So this year, what happens now? They bring in his best friend, right? And people are talking about, yeah, but what's going to happen? You know, you just paid Adams a big contract. You got Chandler, you got some other players, and man, where all this money is going to come from, right? And I mentioned in my video about what we should do with Carr. If you remember what I said, when I break this contract down, it's exactly what happened. Now it's being reported differently, but when you break it down, it's exactly what I said. Okay, so what you break the contract down, you look at what the guaranteed money and what what he's going to get paid each year for the next 4 years, because it's he plays on his 1 year left, and it's a 3-year extension. It wasn't a redo. He didn't redo his contract. Okay, it wasn't a re-signing. Okay, it was an extension. All right, so 2022, He's still playing on 19.35 guaranteed money. This is what I said. You want to give him some protection. You want to show him that you're buying in. Guarantee the money. So they're guaranteeing 17 million of his 19. So this year, even though he's only getting 19, you have to remember. See, people, I guess, just don't want to put the whole story together. They want a certain narrative. So they put their own story together. He already got paid. He had guaranteed money when he first signed the contract. That money has already been paid to him. So he's paying on 19 million. Here's how it works. Here's how it's reported, right? It's reported that he's getting 40 million a year because they're including the whole thing in one and saying he's getting 40 a year. But if you average what he got guaranteed, I didn't do the numbers because it just came off my dome just now. If you take the guaranteed money he already got paid, he's not playing for 19 this year. You take the guaranteed money, the signing bonus that he got originally, and you spread that out over the 4 years or 5 years, whatever that deal was, and you have to add that to this. Now, he's not going to get that in his bank account. He already got it in his bank account in advance. You see what I'm saying? So these reporters like to form a certain narrative for a show, for their story, okay? It's not reality. Do your research, okay? So, this year, 19, a little over 19, 19.35, 17.38 is guaranteed. Let's move on. Let's just see how team friendly this deal is. Because RaiderKev, you say this is a team friendly deal. You must be out your mind. 40 million a year? How can that be team friendly? Okay, let me show you how it's team friendly. 2023, 34.38. This is going to be his salary. Now you have 1 year to see how well he plays, whether you like him in this offense. You have opportunity. Because here's the thing. Guess what is guaranteed? Zero. Zero money is guaranteed. So if you want to move on from him, yeah, there's going to be some dead money, but it's not going to be significant. So if you want to move on from Derek Carr after this season, after you get a chance to see how he plays in your system, it costs you minimum amount of money. That's the definition of being team friendly. Okay? That's the definition of being team friendly. Let's move on. After you got 2 years of seeing how well he does, he gets a little bump in pay. Okay? 43.88, almost 44. But by this time, you have seen whether or not this is going to work in your system. And just in case he fooled you the 1 year, comes back and he plays horrible, what is it going to cost you to get rid of him the 3rd year? Zero. Zero money is guaranteed. There's a theme here if you haven't recognized it so far. So you got 2 years to see whether or not he's really worth the money before you get into that really 40 million mark. And should I remind you, every year the salary cap goes up. So he's not taken away from the team being able to sign other guys. Oh, that last year has to be a monster, RaiderKev. He has to really give it to him that last year, right? Okay, all right, let's see what happens last year. Last year, he gets 43.18, less than the 3rd year. He gets hurt. The performance is lacking. He fooled us the first few years. What are we going to do? We can't afford to keep this guy. But what are we going to do, man? Because got this big contract, right? Guess what's guaranteed? Zero. Zero is guaranteed. Every year of this extension, you have the opportunity to let him go if he doesn't perform. So there's 2 things that's happened in this contract. A, Derek Carr is betting on himself. I love that. I love when players bet on themselves because that keeps them honest, it keeps them hungry, and it shows them it shows the dedication to your team. I am not going to sit here and say that should be the norm. I'm not going to say I'm going to criticize somebody that doesn't do it. All I'm saying is I love when I see it happen. And that's what Derek has done. I told you the man said he wasn't playing for anyone else. Oh, so what else did he do? I'm going to give you this team-friendly deal. What I want in return, I'm getting some money, but also I want to prove that I want to just be a Raider. No trade clause. Because if I have to play for anybody else, I'll just retire. You don't believe him now? You don't believe him now? With this contract, with the no trade clause, you still don't believe that he's honest, that he's true to his word, that he doesn't want to be anything but a Raider? Now, I'm putting this phone down, and I'm speaking to Raider fans. Excuse my language. Okay, I'm gonna restrain. I'm gonna restrain from it because I really get passionate when I talk about this. How in the hell, if you're a Raider fan, you're not on board with what this man is doing? Isn't that what we want all our players to do? To be a Raider for life? To want to be on this team? Not to just get a money grab? To actually want to perform for you as a fan? Want to bring this organization the most that it can be? Hopefully championships? Isn't that what you want from a player? And you can say what you want. Perhaps he shouldn't be paid top 5, which he's not. But maybe he's not in the top 5 when it comes to category of quarterback, but he's certainly in the top 12. He's certainly above average, way above average. I will put him in the top 10. So you have a top 10 quarterback that wants to be on your team, has zero desire to be anywhere else, and you want to criticize him? Man, you better check yourself. I want to check your fandom, for real. What else do you want from this man? I'm just saying, man. This stuff it really pisses me off when I hear that kind of stuff from Raider fans. I expect it from the talking heads. I expect it from them. Raider fans, I don't expect that from you. Now, again, would I have taken him over Deshaun Watson? Yeah, I would have. But that's a special cat. That cat is special. That cat is top 3. And after a few more years, he's going to, he has the opportunity to be the best in the league. So, yeah, would I have taken him over? Yeah, I would have. Would I pay him the amount of money Cleveland paid him? Yeah, I would have. But what Carr is doing right now, as a Raider fan, if you're not loving it, I'm questioning your fandom. I'm questioning your fandom for real. Look, man, this guy, his best years have been when he had number 1 wide receivers. Beginning of the season, I tried to, I'm always trying to, I'm a guy, cup half full type of guy, right? I'm an optimist. I'm the ultimate optimist, right? I'm always trying to find the best out of any situation. We didn't have we had a developing number 1, right? In Riggs, but Henry Ruggs, but he wasn't a true number 1 yet, but he was developing into one. And I made the comment, we don't need to have a number 1. We have so many weapons that we'll overwhelm defenses with the multitude of weapons. Not having the ability to just take one person out and stop us. You got to stop 4 or 5 guys. That was my optimism, right? But look at what Carr has done when he's had a true number 1, right? The last time Carr had a true number 1, actually he had 1.5, because Cooper was basically a number 1 and Crabtree was a number 1. All right. So you had two top guys. Oh, he was just in the conversation for MVP. Took us to the playoffs. Got hurt. But we had a hell of a run that year. So now you got top three, top two wide receiver in the league coming here with the chemistry, already proven chemistry between these two guys. You got one of the best tight ends in the league, one of the best slot guys in the league. Still have opportunity. Got a couple other guys that might prove to be something as a third, right? Third or fourth option, I guess. Still have an opportunity. Got some speed guys that's still out there that you can add to the team. Got a nice running game. Kind of a little worried about the offensive line, but we'll fix that. You have the opportunity for this guy to have, for the next 3-4 years, to be in that top 5 category. Yet you complain. Really, you complain. What the hell do you want? That's my question. If you're a Raider fan and you're complaining, what the hell do you want? You got a guy that's proven. He's proven to you what he wants. He wants to bring you, Raider fans, he wants to bring you a championship. Whether he does it or not, time will tell. But he's given his team an opportunity to build and bring in guys. He has, whether or not you realize it or not, one of the most team-friendly deals that still allows him to get paid respectively. Respectively. The guaranteed money is not there, but if he gets through the season and doesn't have any issues, you're talking about $34 million. Well, you can say 35 is 34, 88. The following year, 43.88, and then the last year, 18. Those are that's some nice paychecks, but they still allow the team to continue to build. That's what you have to understand. So don't allow these talking heads to get in your head, right? Because that's what they want to do. They want to get in your head. Just to give you an example, guaranteed money. Aaron Rodgers, guaranteed money on his contract, only $101 million. Deshaun, his whole contract is guaranteed. $230 million guaranteed. Now, Patrick Mahomes had a decent team-friendly deal with only 63 guaranteed. Josh Allen, $100 million guaranteed. Derek Carr, 24. So the talking heads talked about this guy in that level of the top 5 contracts. Look at the guaranteed money, and it's not even close. He's not in that category. He did not hold the Raiders over the fire. He did not do that. He did something to help this team to continue to build. Every year, the salary cap is going to go up, and they're going to have opportunity to make decisions. If he doesn't perform, then all these critics, all these haters, you get your wish, and they'll cut him. And it won't cost. He won't be holding the team hostage like some of these other contracts where you can't get rid of guys because of the guaranteed money, because of what it's going to cost against you, the dead money. So stop it with all this hate. Understand what, look, when I put out a video, this is what I want to encourage you guys to do. Don't take what I say for fact. Go look it up. One thing about this, the age that we live in, you can search everything. If it's public knowledge, you can find it. And I don't mean have to research it hard. Use whatever website you want to use, Google or whoever, right? Yahoo, whatever you want to use. Whatever search engine you want to use, punch in NFL player X contract. It'll pop up for you. So don't listen to these talking heads. Understand, do your own research. When I tell you these numbers, go look it up. Go find it for yourself. Inform your opinion, and don't allow these talking heads to form it for you. Don't look in these chat rooms and these Twitter posts and Facebook posts and whatever other posts you look at and form your decisions or your opinions on that. Or form, I'm gonna get it out, guys. Your opinion based on your facts. The facts that you have found. That way you have a valid reason for feeling the way you feel. Okay? So, hopefully I cleared that up for you guys. Hopefully you understand Derek Carr is not only is he our guy, but I'm pulling for Derek more now than I've ever pulled for him. And I've always been pretty much a Derek Carr guy. I've always been. I always felt he was doing his best. He was giving us his all. He had some spectacular runs. He's made some mistakes. These past few years, I'm a little concerned about his ball security. Those things have to get cleaned up. But just to give you an example, man, this team is committed to getting better. I might be misquoted on this, but I think I heard a report, volunteer early, whatever you call it, OTAs, right? I think every player came in. Derek Carr was the first in the building. That's what you have as a quarterback, a guy that has a desire to be better. He recruited his guy. His guy? Who is this guy? Oh, probably I want to just go ahead and say the best. I'm going to go ahead and leave it up for debate. Top 3. Debate me that he's not the top 3. Okay? Debate me he's not, we don't have the top 3, how do you say that? One of the top 3 best wide receivers in the league. Sorry, guys, I got a little cold. That's what he did. Gave us the opportunity to sign and get this defense better. He didn't hold anybody over the coals and say, man, you're going to redo my deal. Everybody else getting 40. I deserve at least 35. All right, I want 30. He didn't do that. He did exactly what I asked him to do. He played on his existing contract to give us the opportunity to build this team. Now, we still have an opportunity to add more players. He just said, these talking heads are talking about how can he afford this? Because you're not looking at the contract. You're looking at what's being reported. $40 million a year. He's not taking $40 million off our books this year. He's taking 19, like I asked him to. And what did we do as an organization? We said, okay, if you're going to do that, we're going to guarantee that money. Moving forward, you know what, man? We are new. We have a new system. We're not 100% sure you're going to fit. We need some flexibility. All right, fine. I'm betting on myself. Don't guarantee nothing. Give me a reasonable contract for that year, and you ain't got to guarantee it. I'm betting on myself. How can you not like a guy that bets on himself? That's my question. I don't get it. But listen, that's enough on Carr. I'll just wrap this up by saying, OTAs, listen, guys, I love the attitude of this team. Last year, we had this family atmosphere. It was destroyed by some tragedies, right? Your head coach, whether it was his fault, it's still a tragedy, right? And I was glad to see he was gone, right? But I talked about that. It still was devastating to have, in the middle of a season, over controversy. It wasn't like he just got fired because he wasn't performing, which I would have been okay with that, right? But, a lot of controversy in Gruden's firing. this team held it together. The Ruggs incident, so devastating, right? And we still managed to get into the playoffs. And that's because this time last year, when we started, in free agency, when it pretty much was done, this team had a family, a brotherhood. They was forming a brotherhood right now last year. So when all these things occurred in the middle of the season, that paid off. The work they put in last year around this time paid off because this team, this locker room held together. The leaders of this team kept it together. Basashi did a great job too as a head coach, interim head coach. He did a great job also. So now I think we have a better coaching staff, better front office. Well, I was saying better head coach, but this coaching staff, I think we really improved our coaching staff. I'm so excited to see how these guys really improve this team. That's how you improve. You improve your team with your coaching staff. You guys have to be willing to learn, but you have to have good coaching. And I think we got some tremendous coaches on this team. So I just look forward to what's happening. We're coming in with that same attitude. This is a brotherhood. You got guys, man, that just signed with this team, and they're talking about my brother. And that's because of the leaders that we already have on this team. Darren Waller, every report is about he's going to hold out. He's not going to come. He's not going to play this year unless they signed him. What did he do? He proved everyone wrong. The guy wants to get paid. The guy deserves to get paid. But he came in and he made the statement, we are going to have a special year. You don't say that if you plan on sitting out. You don't say that if you're disgruntled. You don't say that if you got one foot out of the door. This guy is buying in. This team has bought in. And as a Raider fan, that's what I'm talking about. So guys, I'm so proud of the direction that we're going in. I think we had a great free agent signing. I'm still, like I said in my last video, I'm still a little bit worried about what we're going to do at right tackle. I have all the confidence that our defense is going to be much better. I think we addressed every level. We still have room because Carr didn't hold us over the fire. I say it one more time. We still have room to bring in some defensive backs that we talked about. We still have an opportunity to bring in a right tackle if we desire, right? I kind of don't want us to go in in the draft to try to secure that position. I really don't. I really would like for us to have a solid, there's still a couple of solid guys out there. I hope we address that. And I think we're probably going to wait till after the draft, maybe, I don't know. But that's the only thing that I'm concerned with. But everything else in this free agency period has been stellar. Some other teams have improved themselves, sure. Man, we have to be, if not the top, one of the top teams that improved their team. And last year we was a playoff team. With all that controversy, we was a playoff team. So I feel so good about what's happening. I feel so good about the direction. We'll see what happens on the field. But if you're a true Raider fan and you understand what's truly going on, you have excuse me, you have to be excited. Because this is some exciting times for this team and for this organization. So I'm going to leave it with that. I hope you guys learned something. I'm going to say it one more time. Derek Carr signed one of the most team-friendly deals, I ain't going to say in the history, but because I don't know the history like that when it comes to contracts, right? But he did what I asked him to do. I'll put it like that. He did exactly what I asked him to do. Go back on my video and exactly what I asked. And he ain't listening to me, but I'm just saying, what I wanted him to do is exactly what he did. And the organization did exactly what I thought they would do. He's playing off that 19 million, and the team said, okay, if you're gonna do that, we'll guarantee it. And that's basically what they have done. And on top of that, this is what we want, this is what we anticipate paying you if things work out. It's a win-win. It's a win-win. So, guys, I'm gonna end this like I always do. Guys, take care of each other, love each other. And one more thing before I close it out, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. Guys, I want to be consistent, but I'm back on the road now, and things just happen, man. It's hard putting out videos with the time I have to spend on this road, right? So just hit the notification bell so you can see my posts, okay? I appreciate your support. If I get one view, I appreciate whoever viewed this video. But let's share it. Let's grow this thing. Leave your comments. The interaction does a lot for me also. Okay, so let's interact. Let's talk about some things. You don't have to agree with what I say. If you don't agree with something I say, let's talk about it. I'm a very reasonable guy. I'm not a hothead. I love debating. I love it. You know, now some things you ain't gonna get me to backtrack on, but you never know. You can try. Okay, so guys, look, let's grow this thing, man. Let's talk. Let's have some fun. All right. So, like I said, man, love each other, take care of each other, and guys, be blessed. RaiderKev is out. Peace.